So today we are talking about discernment and divine alignment. We are already into a big, big year. If you have paid attention at all to what's happening in the collective, or even the energy, what might be happening in your own life, or watching what's happening in other people's lives, it is no joke. Welcome to 2025. We knew this was going to be a big year. I'm not sure I quite expected I don't even know what to call it, the depth of the magnitude, how many months January lasted. Holy moly. So here we are, and it's awesome, and it's exciting, and it's powerful. And it requires something of us that really is technically our job here, which is to return to who we truly are, but to a level like I've never seen. So what's happening now is, and always, is mass distraction. There are 1 million different things that you could be losing your attention on, getting distracted, getting pulled out. Oh, shiny object here. Oh, horrifying thing here. Oh, scary thing here. Clown show over here. And if you aren't careful and mindful, you will end up spending days, weeks, months, the whole year that way. That is not going to serve you. And that's the point. Like, really, it's the point of it all is distraction, mass distraction. So it is time to really fine tune to get into true divine alignment and to be very discerning with how we spend our energy, how we spend our time, how we spend our money, how we spend our focus. That will literally make or break this year for you. It is everything. So on a macro level, as we know, the world is crumbling. This is a very good thing. What is coming down, it was built on, it's a house of cards, and it's meant to come down. What's happening is, wonderful in a terrible way. The light is coming through. That means we get a mass barfing of all of the darkness, and it's by design. So don't get distracted by it. Don't get pulled out by it. Really hone your focus. So your focus is one thing, returning here, returning to your true nature, coming back into your body, connecting back to nature, connecting back to source, higher wisdom, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it. So there are any number of things that are going to pull your attention this year. And your job, the invitation is, how can you use technology for you instead of letting it use you? How can you create food as medicine instead of poison? How can you create relationships in your life that are supportive instead of detracting? So every single thing that you do, every action you take is either connective or disconnective. It will either bring you closer to who you are, closer to source, closer to nature, back into your body, or farther away. So for instance, if I'm going to choose some nourishment, I could choose food that is real food straight from Mama Gaia, that's of the highest light, that matches the light that I am, that will support my body, that will bring me back into connection, further my connection, support my light. Or I can choose something that will be detracting and even poisoning. And, there's everything on the scale from like the Big Mac to organic kamut. There is everything in between. So it's all a degree, it's all a scale. Same thing with what I want to put my attention on. I can get on social media and do what they call a doom scroll and watch the clown show that is happening and just get totally sucked into that. Or I could use it to view things of the highest light that will connect me. I can have a conversation that is really uplifting with a person who brings me closer to myself, closer to, God's source, the light. Or I can get into a, shouting match with someone that disagrees about whatever. So every single thing you do, every single choice you make will bring you closer or farther away. And this is not to be hyper vigilant and like, oh my God, I have to make every right choice. That is not the goal here. The goal is to reconnect and be in your natural state of flow and receiving and joy and peace. And if you aren't feeling that way most of the time, that means, oh, I need to really be mindful with my choices here. There are also, so there's any number of things that are going to distract you as far as like taking your attention. And, that is by design. So it's like putting on the blinders, getting very focused on what you want to create in your life, how you want to spend your time and energy. There are also many false flags, many false light, whether that comes from some, a false flag being some emergency that was created to just detract your attention, or, false light, false idols. There are any number of people on Instagram or TikTok, whatever, pick whatever thing you want to focus on, that are not clear channels. They are not giving a message that is in tune with what is actually happening, with what is actually supportive, or maybe it is what's actually happening, but it's not being delivered in a way that's actually supportive and it's not going to help you. So right now, with the world of AI and, 5-minute, like I've been doing this for 5 minutes and now I'm going to tell you how to do it. There is just so much crap out there. There are, spiritual gurus and leaders. I'm going to say leaders in quotes because they're, advising plant medicine and they're drinking wine during ceremonies and doing all sorts of things that you cannot be a clear channel if you are taking in alcohol. It's called spirits for a reason. Like it will bring in all sorts of things to your channel. Like you cannot be a clear channel. You cannot fully receive the highest, clearest messages if your channel is not clear. So do not follow people who are not actually walking the walk, who are not actually a clear channel and connected. You will know that someone's connected by the resonance, by, tuning in with your sacred heart, by the way that it feels. Like, does this feel like light? Does this feel like truth in my body? Does it feel like it supports me? Does it connect me further? Or is it detracting? And there are a lot of things that look really shiny and neat, like, oh, I can just snort hot air. I can just do some, plant medicine, whatever, and just shortcut into my connection with source and my higher wisdom. No, you can't. There is no shortcut. And what that will end up being is a huge ass detour. Plant medicine is for exactly that, like we would use medicine. It's the original form of medicine for extreme situations or end of life pain management. It is not so that you don't have to do the work, so that you can connect with your higher wisdom and take a shortcut. It doesn't work. You have to do the daily, multi-daily, taking the actions, doing the thing every single day. And if anyone's telling you anything else, they're full of shit. Like they just are. So like, I get that it's easier to like snort something or drink something or smoke something to have some vision that isn't going to help you reach your actual grounded, embodied connection with source. It might give you a brief insight, but you can do the same thing by connecting into your body and connecting to source and being in nature and, meditating or doing practices every single day, eating really clean, being a clear channel. Those are the things that actually get you there. There is no shortcut. So stop trying to find one. The shortcut is to do the work every day. And it's super fun if you actually, do it. Because life is just way more fun when you understand what's happening and you're connected and you don't have to watch the shit show that is happening out there and be in alarm or in fear, because that's just the machine running. So recognize how many things, how many different layers upon you there might be, all the way from, you know, the collective programming, familial programming, to like what you received as your, you know, education or, you know, medicine, whatever you've learned from your family of origin, things that you've taken on, any poisons that you've consumed over the years, whether in food or medicine or whatever that may be. There are so many layers here that are put upon us in this, you know, earth plane. And we knew it was going to be that way. We chose to come here still, like, hey, I can do this. I can go up against all of this stuff and still remember who I am. I can still connect to who I am. And yes, you can. So we knew it was going to be this way. This is the game. Recognize how many things there are distracting. Like, just name, you're going to look around your house, like fluoride and the laundry detergents and the what's being sprayed in the air, and the education system and the medical system and the government and the, you know, literally any number of things at any point in time are here to distract you, disconnect you. Media, mainstream media, music, movies, literally everything out there that is mainstream is meant to disconnect you, to take you out of yourself, out of your power. So it's like, oh, okay, I can see that now. How many of those can I remove out of my life? How many of those can I completely disconnect from? And how many things can I replace? So let me replace my, you know, Tide laundry detergent with something that's not toxic. Let me take my tap water and replace it with something that is filtered. Let me take my basic food and replace it with organic. Let me take my media consumption and completely remove it. Let me take my toxic family and put up boundaries. So any number of things this year and always, but especially this year, are going to distract you. They're going to pull you out of this, your alignment. So just think of your job this year as this, your divine alignment, discernment. You're voting with your dollars, you're voting with your time, you're voting with your energy, and every single choice matters. Once again, not to be perfect, not to be like hyper vigilant, like, oh my God, I've got to make the right choices. No, like, find yourself in joy and peace and flow, and do whatever it takes to return to your body, return to nature, go outside every single day, get your bare feet on the grass, get your eyes, your face in the light, even if it's not sunny, get good, nourishing food in your body, get away from all of the world happenings. Keep your eyes focused, keep yourself focused on what matters, get back into who you truly are, layer by layer by layer by layer by layer. Follow people and learn from people and take guidance from people who are actually clear channels, who can actually connect, who are actually of the light, and move forward in as much fun and joy and flow as you can possibly come up with this year. This is how to combat all the negativity. It's like, well, how can I, with so much negativity, so much tragedy happening, how can I possibly find joy? Well, you just have to, because otherwise you get taken out and then the darkness wins. Like, the only way to get through the darkness is to bring the light. It's just, that's the only way to do it. You can bring one candle into darkness and extinguish the darkness. You just simply bring the light. So keep bringing the joy, finding ways to love yourself, finding the pleasure, finding the connection, true connection with like real authentic people, and spend so much time in nature. Get back into your body, do things that bring you joy, music, dance, play with your kids, go to the park. Just keep finding things every day that bring you back to your true nature, which is light and peace and flow. Good luck this year. It's going to be a fun one. Mwah.